Hi, everyone. Welcome to Anthropology at Emory. My name is Kristen Phillips, and I am an assistant professor and the director of undergraduate studies in the Department of Anthropology at Emory. With me today is Heather Carpenter, who is our undergraduate coordinator and a wonderful resource in the Department of Anthropology who can help you answer questions about the department. So I just want to say welcome to all of you, whether you are a first-year student just starting at Emory, transferring from a different university, or coming to Emory, the Atlanta campus from the Oxford campus. We want to warmly welcome you, and we hope you will find a home with us here. Heather, you want to switch it to the next slide? So I just wanted to talk a little bit about what anthropology is, because that's a question that a lot of students come to us with. Broadly speaking, anthropology is the study of human diversity and of what makes us human. It's the study of the forces that have shaped our ways of thinking and acting, how we represent ourselves, and even our very physiology. Anthropologists are unique because we take a holistic approach to understanding the many different aspects of the human experience. Anthropologists study the past through archaeology to see how human groups lived hundreds or thousands of years ago and what was important to them. They study our biological bodies and genetics, as well as our bones, diet, and health. They study humans in comparison with other animals, most often other primates like monkeys and chimpanzees, to see what we have in common with them and what makes us unique. They also study the way humans meet their basic needs. So we try to understand how people interact in social relationships, for example, in their interactions with families and friends, and also at different ways people dress and communicate in diverse societies around the world, including our own. And not all anthropologists do all of these things, but anthropologists all do some of these things. By its very nature, anthropology is interdisciplinary. When trying to understand these complex issues, anthropologists keep in mind what they know about biology, culture, types of communication, and how humans lived in the past. And the discipline has become increasingly mindful of social, political, and economic inequalities and the way these become perpetuated or reestablished in the present. So our anthropology majors and minors tend to be interested in the diversity of human culture, social behavior, and human experience, issues of global development, inequality and sustainability, global health and medicine, race, difference and inequality, politics and social justice, media and performance, neuroscience, human biology, human evolution, and primatology. So a lot of our students want to know, and a lot of their parents want to know, what people can do with an anthropology degree. Some anthropologists go on to academic careers. Some pursue careers in health and medicine, including going to medical school or pursuing a public health degree or a career in public health. Anthropologists go on to corporate and business careers in consulting or marketing, and other types of careers in business. They go on to work in governments or in nonprofit and community-based organizations, and some go on to law school and become attorneys or work in the judicial system. These are just a few famous anthropologists to inspire you. Ruth Behar is a Cuban-American anthropologist who was the first Latina woman to be awarded a MacArthur Fellowship, otherwise known as a Genius Grant. She's well known for her studies of both her ethnographic work, but also her studies of poetry, memoir, and fiction. Zora Neale Hurston was an influential Harlem Renaissance author, folklorist, and anthropologist, best known for her collection of folklore called Mules and Men, and also for her novel, Their Eyes Were Watching God. She studied under Franz Boas at Columbia University and with fellow student Margaret Mead. Jomo Kenyatta was the first prime the first president of Kenya and the leader of Kenyan independence. He studied in Britain under the prominent anthropologist Bronislaw Malinowski. And his thesis was an ethnographic study of his own native Kikuyu tribe, later published as Facing Mount Kenya. Real quickly, I'll just name a few of these other folks. Yo-Yo Ma, a world-renowned cellist and winner of 19 Grammy Awards. Paul Farmer, who's a famous medical anthropologist and physician and the co-founder and chief strategist for Partners in Health. His longtime friend and partner in medicine, global health and medicine, Jim Young Kim, who also became the 12th president of the World Bank and was the former president of Dartmouth College. Christopher Langton, a computer scientist and theoretical biologist and the founder of the field of artificial life. And finally, Margaret Mead, one of the more well-known anthropologists, public intellectuals, and activists known for challenging assumptions about gender roles and sexual morality. Thank you. Heather, do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, so this is basically the results of a survey that we did of all of our alums a couple of years ago. And so from the responses that we got, this is our division, kind of rough division of the different types of career fields that our alumni have gone into. And so you'll see that all of the blue shaded ones are some sort of health or medical field. So a good chunk go on to be medical doctors. We have a anthropology and human biology major that is particularly popular for students who are doing pre-med and pre-health careers, and they find it to be a good fit. And you'll see some another large chunk of students have gone into being other types of healthcare practitioners or have gone into other types of health fields, public health, global health, health administration, research related things. And there's kind of the fine print there at the bottom with some of the, dentistry, counseling, nursing, other physical therapy, different types of health fields that people have gone into. So it's really a large chunk of our students, and I think probably a large chunk of students at Emory who are interested in that area. But you'll also see, the other good half that really go into other areas, and it's really pretty broad. So there are, there's some who go into law, some that go into academia, a growing chunk that are starting to go into the sort of business marketing consulting area, using their understanding of humans and what they need and what they want. Education, social work, museums is another big chunk. Tech and data science is another, I think, growing area. There is slightly related to anthropology. There's a track within the quantitative sciences major that is anthropology that's kind of starting to be a growing thing too, where people are able to, again, use the understanding of human brains and what we need and what we're looking for to help build better tech and to use data to improve the world. So I think those are some growing areas. And then, we have a good number of faculty who focus in development. So we have a lot of students who end up going into, kind of nonprofit areas, global development, international affairs. And then some just kind of wide-ranging other things that don't really quite fall into any of the other categories. I'm thinking of some who are in different types of music or just things that you would never really quite expect that their paths have taken them on. And so we have more of this data that we're gathering together and having on our website that has some more kind of specific information. So we've got the link there if you guys want to go check out our website. We've got some videos from some of our alums about their paths and are really trying to hold more events and provide information for students to help you think through what your career options might be and what are some of the paths that our alums have followed. So we're excited to work with students on thinking through these questions. Go through the next slide here. And I'll keep on talking through this one. So this is our different majors that are available. So we have our Bachelor of Arts in Anthropology, a Bachelor of Science in Anthropology and Human Biology, a joint BA that is administered out of both religion and the anthropology department, as well as a minor, which is a great pairing for a lot of different majors at Emory. So I'm going to quickly just show you where you can find a little bit more information about these and try to start doing a little bit of planning. If I can find all of my different open windows, here we go. And so this, if you go to our anthropology webpage, to the undergraduate area, to the majors and minors tab, you'll see all of our different programs here. We're now on this semi-new version of the BA. And so if you click in here, the requirements are laid out on the page, but I really want to draw your attention to the checklist, which is kind of a good quick visual of the requirements in which our students typically use to track everything. And also this course distribution list, which is going to be a great place to come see what courses are actually offered and which concentrations they're sort of pre-slated into for the BA. So this is a good place for you to come take a look at what actual courses you might take and where they fall. Especially noting the archive tab here that has more information, terms offered, all of our special topics, titles, and things. So to make sure you know that that's there. Similarly, if you're looking for our, like for the BS major, we have a similar list here. That's the BS course offerings by term. Sorry for all the jumping around, and you'll just see it's similar here that lists the different courses that count towards the different categories. The tracking sheet is helpful, but this is a little bit more thorough list of courses. And again, it has the archive tab here. So, you know, check these out, think about what you might be interested in, but then definitely reach out to us as well. And we're happy to talk a little bit more about your interests in courses and what might be a good fit for you. So let me flash back over to our presentation. I think I did that successfully, lots of jumping around. And again, there's the link there directly to where you can find all of those things. Okay. So again, more places on our website to go, kind of browse at your convenience. We'll have the PDF of this or the PowerPoint for this video shared as well. So you should have access to that. If you're not finding it, feel welcome to reach out to us via email and we can share it so you can get to all these links. So the American Anthropological Association is a great place to go learn more about what anthropology is. I've quick linked a couple of their pages, what is anthropology and what do anthropologists do, so you can read more in depth about that. Some good course options to get started if you haven't taken similar courses already would be Anthropology 101, which Dr. Phillips may want to weigh in with a little bit more on kind of why you might want to take some of these courses versus the others. 201 is our Concepts and Methods in Biological Anthropology, and 202 is Concepts and Methods in Cultural Anthropology. 202 is required for all of our majors. 201 is required for our Anthropology, Human Biology, and is a good foundational option for the BA as well. And those are, you can choose between them for the minor. So those are good courses to get started. Yeah, and Dr. Phillips, you want to weigh in some more?
Yeah, and I would just say 101 is our 4-field class, which means it's the one class that really takes you across the range of anthropology to talk about cultural anthropology, biological anthropology, archaeology, and linguistic anthropology. So it's going to orient you across both the BS and the BA, whereas 201 is really the foundational course for biological anthropology and the major in anthropology and human biology. And 202 is an introduction to the concepts and methods of cultural anthropology. So you don't have to take 101 to take 201 or 202, but if you're just kind of wanting to get your feet wet in anthropology, 101 may be a good place to start. If you already know your strong interests between either biological anthropology or cultural anthropology, 202 and 201 are also great places to start. They will jump you in more to put you in more quickly into your particular area of interest. Great. And then if you have further questions on that, you can talk to myself as the Director of Undergraduate Studies or our undergraduate coordinator, Heather.
Great, thank you. And that reminded me, I don't think we actually, or I skipped over spelling out kind of what the BA versus the BS was. Okay. The BA does tend to be our more kind of culturally focused major, where you have several concentrations you can choose between. So the anthropology of global development, health, and sustainability is one of them. Power, identity, and social justice. Mind, body, and health, or meaning, media, and performance are our concentration options for that. The BS in Anthro-Human Bio is our more biological anthropology focused major. A lot of students in that major tend to be, again, on kind of your pre-health, pre-med tracks. That's kind of what it was designed for, but a lot of other students, you know, who are interested in other things find themselves attracted to that one as well. It includes credit for some of the foundational chemistry and biology and statistics courses that are required for students on those tracks. And then again, the religion and anthropology is kind of self-explanatory. It includes both of those areas. And then the minor is a little more open. You can take 5 courses plus a foundational course. Okay, catching back up here. Dr. Phillips, you want to talk a little bit about getting involved in research?
Yeah, so we do encourage our students to get involved in research during their time at Emory. Some initial ways you might try and do that is to check out the faculty profiles on our website. Each faculty really pursues their own particular research agenda and has different ways of involving students in that. So you can reach out to faculty directly. You can also talk to Heather or myself, or our director of undergraduate research is probably the most relevant person to pose that question to, and her name is currently it's Dr. Deborah Vidali, and we'll be providing her contact information at the end of this presentation. And then you can also visit our research website to learn about our research facilities and areas of faculty specialization. And encourage you to talk to faculty and see how you can get involved, what kind of skills you need. And it's a good question to ask early on to develop your research skills and be prepared to start with kind of easier tasks and to scaffold your way up to more complex and interesting research tasks. And there's some additional links and resources provided there about resources on campus. I can also speak to this one. The Anthropology Honors Program, like the Emory College Honors Program, is a program that you would be involved in primarily in your senior year, although there is important planning that happens in your junior year. And the honors program is for both BA and BS students. And in order to participate, you need both an overall GPA and a major GPA of 3.5 or higher. If you qualify, you'll be invited to apply in the spring of your junior year. And the application would require a 1-page project proposal. And you need to start thinking about it kind of early on in your junior year and beginning to talk with faculty about finding a faculty advisor for your honors thesis. And we have all kinds of good information on our Anthropology Honors webpage, including a question and answer section that Heather and I put together a few years ago. That includes tips on finding a topic and an advisor. You can also go to the Emory College website that has information about the broader requirements for the honors program. And you can also ask questions of either Heather or Dr. Deborah Vidali.
Yes, and I'll say too, especially if you're coming over from the Oxford campus or if you're transferring in, this may be something that you really want to start talking to us about as soon as you can. Once you declare the major, you'll get a faculty advisor that you can talk to about it as well. But we really want to encourage you to feel like this is something you can do and that we are here to help you get connected and think about projects and think about faculty to work with. Speaking of contacting us.
Yeah, speaking of contacting us, this is our contact information, and for both Heather and myself, and as we mentioned, Dr. Deborah Vidali is our director of undergraduate research, and so is particularly well suited to answer your questions on research opportunities. Thank you for your interest in anthropology. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have questions, and we look forward to seeing you. Good luck.